It's easy to get confused about how to prune the various different types of roses. You've got floribundas, hybrid teas, ramblers, but don't worry. I've met plenty of professional gardeners who are just as confused about how to prune them. This one, for example, is a hybrid tea. And the reason I know that is because look, there's just a single rose hip at the end of that stem, which means there was one flower at the end of the single stem. You know, the type that you see in the middle of the table, romantic candlelit dinners? That's a hybrid tea. Whereas a floribunda would have lots of smaller flowers arranged in a little cluster at the end. So, clues in the name, floribunda. So once you've worked out which ones you've got, then what we do is start at the bottom and work your way up. And you're doing like a little assessment. So what you're looking for are the 3 Ds. Anything that's dead, anything that's diseased, anything that's damaged. They get pruned out first. So look, here's a piece here. You see this dead branch right at the base there? That wants to be pruned out. And then working up the plant, looking for other dead bits. Look, so that can be pruned out as well. Once you've done that, what you're then looking for is the diseased bits. And so now this one, I've had a look and there isn't actually any on this one, but what you're looking for is that slightly red or sometimes purple sort of mottled effect on the stems. That's likely to be rose black spot, so prune that out. Otherwise it'll just be sitting there waiting to pounce for the summer. And then we're looking for anything that's damaged. So here we are. There's a piece that's damaged there, that's split open. So I'm going to just prune underneath there, like that. And then you're looking for anything that's too thin, like this one down here, for example. There's simply not enough energy in that stem to produce a flower. And what we want is all those nutrients to be going up into stems like this one here, because that one is going to deliver and actually produce a flower. Anything less than the thickness of a pencil can be pruned out. And then we're going to bring the whole plant down to just below knee high. And the reason we do that is because the nutrients that are coming up from the roots are going to be going into each one of these buds. And we want them to be going into about 3 or 4 of these buds to produce really good quality flowers. If they go up into say 10 or 12, the nutrients are diluted and the flowers won't be so good. What we're looking for ideally is an outward facing bud like this one here that is just below knee high, and then we'll cut just above that bud like that. And don't worry if some of the buds haven't sort of woken up yet, so they're not quite so obvious, because there are loads of dormant buds within that stem, and these are the bits you want to be looking for, like that little bit there. You see that little scar there? That's a dormant bud. Okay, so let's start bringing this down a little bit. And then what we need to do is take a step back, have a look at it, and you want to see the overall shape of it. What you're aiming for is that sort of upturned hand effect, where you've got all the growth around the outside and the center is nice and open. You want plenty of openness in the center of the plant. So what I'm now going to be looking for are any of those shoots that are heading in the wrong direction. Here we are, look. See that little one there, look? Heading in the wrong direction, in towards the center. And what will happen is when those buds open out into leaves through the summer, they'll start transpiring water. And that will create warm, humid conditions in the center of the plant. And diseases love warm, humid conditions, especially rose black spot. So by cutting that out, it opens up that center and it allows air to flow all the way through and blow the spores away. It's a bit like opening a window on a hot day. So rose black spot is to roses what the common cold is to humans, you know? It's out there, there's no cure, so we might as well learn how to live with it and how to avoid it, which makes the next step probably one of the most important, but also the one that most people forget. So once you've finished pruning, always, always, always mulch. Well-rotted manure They absolutely love it. Roses are very hungry, thirsty plants, so they need a good, deep, rich soil. And the soil we've got here at Wisley is pretty free draining, so we make sure we give them plenty of this, and it keeps them happy.